This is the most controversial clutch upgrade for the BMW G8X platform. So you know what I did? I bought it and I installed it on my G87 M2 and initially had a great experience. Look how instant it is. There's no delay. But that was before the break-in period. Since then, I've driven the car over 1,000 miles with this setup. And in today's video, I will share my experience with you and also install one tiny upgrade that can make a really big difference and enhance the manual driving experience of your car.
Also, the downshifts just feel a lot crispier.
By the way, the giveaway is live for my wide body F30 335. Over $40,000 in mods installed, and it makes over 600 horsepower to the wheels. It's super easy to enter. Visit vehiclerouse.com or use the link down in the video's description. For every $5 spent on select merchandise items, you get one entry for a chance to win this beast of a car. Buy some merch and you may actually end up winning this car.
First things first, clutch update.
The pedal feel pretty much the same as when we first installed it. No issue there. A little bit firmer, a little spongy at the very bottom. Engagement points somewhere in the middle.
As far as clutch chatter, which is probably the #1 thing you guys always ask me about when it comes to clutch upgrades for these cars. I mean, you got a newer car, you don't want it to be super noisy. It's just as quiet as before, maybe a little bit louder after the 500-mile break-in when you have the AC on. But I mean, I bet you guys can't even hear it right now on video. I can't even hear it right now. Sometimes it's louder than other times, not by a lot. Mainly when you drive the car really hard for a while and everything warms up, you know, it's a little bit more noticeable. But honestly, for an upgraded clutch that can hold all that power and you get a little bit of clutch chatter, I don't think it's a bad trade-off. Engagement, still no issue with engagement. First, reverse, right? Those are the two gears that people normally have the issues with when they upgrade their clutch. First, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, reverse. One thing I did notice when you're at a red light, let's say you clutch out, you go into neutral, and you go ahead and clutch in, that very first gear change sometimes is a little bit harder than you expect. Like a little bit more notchy. Once you're clutched in, it's not an issue. It's that initial clutch into first gear that sometimes gets kind of odd. So I'm clutched out right now, clutch in, first, a little bit of resistance. Prior to the 500-mile break-in, it wasn't that hard, but now is a little bit once you clutch out again. Also, zero issues when it comes to starting the car, which is an issue that was reported in the past. So we'll clutch in, we'll go ahead and turn on the car. No issue. All right, we're on the road here. First gear, second, no issue. Third gear, no issue. I'm barely pressing on the clutch pedal, by the way. Fourth gear, no issue. Also keep in mind, we did delete the clutch delay valve, so it made shifting so much nicer. So like if I'm doing downshifts, right, I'm in fourth gear right now, we're downshift to third. It's instant, guys. There's no delay. It's instant. Well, second, instant. Taking off is really simple. It does have a little bit of noise when you first take off, but I mean, we do got a single mass flywheel billet. All right, there you go. Downshifts, everything is smooth. There you go, that's third. We'll go to fourth. There's no issue. A very nice clutch, guys. Especially the fact that it's been able to handle like that 800-ish wheel horsepower that the M2 is making right now. It's done a very, very good job. Launches, you know, anti-lag, high gear, pulls, everything. So in today's video, we're gonna install this upgrade right here. It's a pedal bushing kit from Clutch Masters. This kit should help enhance the driving experience if you have a 6-speed manual for an M2, M3, and M4, even the Supra. And it's not only for those that have upgraded clutches, but if you have an OEM clutch and you're just not happy with that, you know, clutch pedal experience, maybe the bushings are worn out because they're made out of plastic, then you guys may be interested in this kit, which I'll link down in the video's description. And I'm not installing this kit because I think that, you know, the FX400 sucks on this car. I mean, even if it did absolutely nothing to the clutch setup right now, I'd be happy with it. But if there's anything I can do to enhance that experience, be able to shift faster, have a better, I guess, engagement, then, I mean, why not?
Essentially what this kit does is replace all the plastic pins and bushings from your factory clutch pedal assembly for metal ones. I'm not sure what BMW's obsession is with plastic, but this upgrade aims to enhance the pedal feel and responsiveness. You get 2 stainless bushings for the clutch pedal pivot, as well as a stainless steel clutch pedal pin that replaces the factory plastic one. This kit also comes with 2 strong aluminum pins to replace the weak plastic ones that hold the clutch master cylinder, plus another aluminum pin to replace the one that connects to the clevis to the clutch pedal.
A lot of the stuff that we're doing to do this job, we're kind of doing it blind. We can't even see it ourselves. Kind of sucks because I really wanted to show you guys everything that I'm doing. There's no video on YouTube, so I'll try to be as informative as possible. Just like with the clutch upgrade for GAX cars, there's like literally no video or DIY online, which is why I made that video. Make sure to watch that later on. I'll try to overlay as much information and as much visuals as possible to help you guys do this job if you're interested in upgrading the pedal bushing kit in the future.
The first thing you have to do is remove the kick panel so you can get access to the hardware that holds down the pedal assembly.
All right guys, so we need to unbolt the pedal assembly. You see that 13mm straight across? That needs to be unbolted, which is where the brake booster bolts onto. And on the opposite side of where that nut is located, on the other side of that boot there's another 13mm. Then all the way at the top, there's a 13mm bolt, so those 3 need to be loosened.
So I made an executive decision and decided not to uninstall the entire assembly due to the possibility of getting clutch fluid all over the interior and also having to rebleed the system. So we uninstalled the pedal only and decided to do the rest in the car.
This guy came to the rescue because things got a little bit complicated.
This is the pin that goes in your clutch pedal. If it sits like this, then this pin would be on this side and it connects to the pedal assembly. So this goes in here like so, but there's obviously a bracket here that's connected. There's a spring up here, and this is where this pin would go for the slave cylinder. And the way it inserts is actually like this, and then you have to turn it.
And it locks it into place?
Yep. So yeah, this pin would be here. Obviously this is a factory one. It inserts in there, and you have to remove it with an Allen by turning. It's kind of a bit. There's also 2 pins, these plastic ones on the master itself, which we can't show you guys, but we're gonna replace these. Just do this if you have a G87. If you don't want to do it, just take it to a shop. So now you replace these rubber bushings with these metal inserts. So you put this in here, and then you insert this guy.
You got lube for that. There's lube right there.
Lube. You do want to do this because it's kind of a pain in the to insert this.
That's what she said.
What's your guess on how much BMW, spends to make a plastic bushing?
$1 million.
Less than 1 cent maybe per piece? This is sad, to be honest. The metal bushings from the clutch master kit is what BMW should have included on their clutch pedal from factory. Like, come on. All right, so off camera, we did remove one of the pins that's connected to the master cylinder, so I can show you guys the difference between both. Plastic, billet piece, much better. Should remove any of the play, any of the slop. I'm actually very excited to get these new pins on there and share the feedback with you guys. And keep in mind, this is on a car that has 12,000 miles-ish. Imagine on a car with like 20,000 miles or more. These would probably be a lot more worn, especially under aggressive shifting and driving. You can actually feel the flex. It's crazy. It's not a lot, but you can actually feel the flex.
So now that everything was installed, it was time to drive the car for the first time and share my initial experience.
Driving the car here after doing the clutch pedal bushing upgrade. I guess I'll get straight to the point. Does it make much of a difference? I wouldn't say it makes much of a difference. Maybe 10% difference. The only thing that it really improves, and you kind of notice, I noticed that like right away as soon as we started driving, is that I guess when you clutch in to engage the clutch, it's a lot more consistent. Since you don't have plastic that can kind of flex, and you have less slop too from side to side. It just feels, I guess that's just the word for it, a lot more consistent. Like you know exactly when you can engage and shift it to the next gear. Not by a lot though, it's really hard to tell the difference. It's probably like a 10% difference. When you improve little things, it all adds up and it makes just the driving experience a lot better. Like, let me see, 4th, right in there, 3rd. It is so instant. And if I go this way, 4th, it's really good. I don't grind, I don't miss the shift. As far as this thing that we talked about at the beginning of the video, where you're at neutral, you clutch and you go to first. That really hasn't changed. I think that's just a BMW thing, and since we have a beefier clutch setup, that's just normal. That doesn't go away. We actually had a stock G80 at the shop, and I was curious how it engages into first once you're stopped and reset, and it had a very similar feel. Slightly easier to get into first, slightly, but it was still an effort. That got to be a GAX thing on these cars for whatever reason. So I would say the clutch pedal bushing kit doesn't really change that. It seems the same. Nothing's really changed. It doesn't become easier, harder, or anything. But what does change is when you're going from second to third to fourth, I feel a lot more confident getting into the next gear without worrying that I'm gonna miss the gear and then rev the car or rev the car, which is always scary, right? If you're flooring it, you miss the gear, you can rev way too high, you can damage your motor. So I'm a lot more confident I can move into the next gear without missing it, shifting quickly. So I'll show you guys here an example. So before, if I would try to do the same exact thing for the bushing kit, it was a slightly bigger delay going from, let's say, third to fourth, where it almost felt like I had to wait a split second to get into that fourth. Now I can shift in there a lot faster. I didn't think I'd be able to notice the difference, but you definitely can. I was trying to do a 60 to 130 off camera, and there was 2 times where I missed the gear because I couldn't shift fast enough. And that was very sketch. Since we've done the bushing upgrade, which was like a few days ago, I haven't missed a shift trying to shift fast. So it definitely gets you in fast. It's almost like the clutch pedal just reacts faster, more fluid in a way, where you get into gear much easier.
You got to think too, like when you're power shifting or shifting really quick and you stab that clutch pedal with your foot really hard.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, the plastic can probably go through enough stress where, you know, things get delayed. If you got solid metal bushings, I would just feel like it's just instantaneously.
Plastic's gonna flex. The metal isn't gonna go anywhere.
That's the thing. It doesn't, like with the plastic, when you are really hitting that clutch pedal, like he said, like a high velocity, that plastic can take a beating essentially. Also, the downshifts just feel a lot crispier for whatever reason. Like, you're in there right away.
I think that's what it is, man. I think mainly it's a confidence thing. You don't have to worry about components flexing, inconsistencies. It's the same every time.
Yeah.
And that's what makes it better.
I wish I can get you guys to just read my mind, because sometimes it's really hard to explain what I feel. Trust me, I thought really hard about how I was going to explain this to you guys. You know, the very back of my mind, I'm thinking this is literally a placebo effect. I know I'm upgrading the bushing pedal kit, and in my mind, I think it's going to improve, and it's going to completely mess up my judgment. But I really focused. I focused on this and try to be as unbiased as possible, because I would never steer you guys the wrong way for the sake of a sale. I really just want to inform you guys. Even if you guys purchase from somewhere else, it doesn't matter. I just want to help you guys out. Hope you guys found the video informative. If you did, hit the like button. It really does help with the channel. Subscribe, because we got like 3 other M2 videos on the way where I show you guys how fast this car is now after port injection in E85. As always, thanks for watching. Until next time.